Hey, you guys! What's up? Put in the VHS tape and rewind because we're about to talk about the 1985 hit, The Goonies. And I'm dressed up as Brand. We got Mikey over here.
Here I am. This is actually my wife's jacket. So I didn't. It's a little tight.
Goonies never say die.
You know, this is the week of Bill and Ted. And we were like, you know, everyone's going to be talking about the old Bill and Ted movies.
Everyone. And they're right. They're awesome movies.
They are. But we thought, let's time travel a little bit further and talk about the Goonies. Let's go against the algorithm. Let's not get the easy views.
You know what I would say to you know what I'd say to everyone who are like, why are they doing a Goonies review right now? I'd say, you know what? Goonies are good enough. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
They're good enough.
And they never die, so you can always talk about them. If you've never seen the Goonies, please stop this video and go watch it and then come back and just enjoy it with us.
If you haven't seen the Goonies, don't talk to me anymore.
Whoa.
Lose my number, throw it in a cave.
Throw your whole phone in the cave and just
throw it down a well.
Directed by Richard Donner, but also kind of directed by Steven Spielberg. It was sort of like he was like an active producer on set. It's about this group of kids chasing a treasure, getting into all kinds of hijinks, and it has some of the best character actors you'll ever see, some of the best kid actors you'll ever see, and Josh Brolin before he was Thanos.
Not just Josh Brolin. We have Sean Astin.
Mm-hmm.
We have Corey Feldman, which, I mean, he was really big in the 80s. But, I mean, Sean Astin, I feel like he's big, and then he disappeared, and then he was big again. And then you got Joey Pants. Everyone forgets about Joey Pants in this movie.
Can't forget about him.
I love that the Goonies aren't even like, I don't even know what the Goonies are. Like, because they're called the Goonies in the movie.
Yeah.
And they're just like these losers, and I love that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think it's like an antithesis of what they are.
Yeah.
They're not goons at all. They're just a bunch of nerds. I mean, look at all these nicknames. You got Mikey, Brand, Chunk, Mouth, Data, Andy, Steph. All just like cool 80s names. Well, Steph's not really a cool nickname.
But Andy's not really a cool name. Those are names. Some of these are names.
A lot of weird stuff from the 80s that doesn't hold up in the movie. Yes, we will concede that. But it is still a very good movie watching it to this day. You know, when I was a kid watching it, and the main character's name is Mikey, and my name's Michael, and my family calls me Mikey, of course I'm going to love the movie regardless.
Mikey loves it.
Like, where's my Czech cereal?
Now, did you watch this like a lot growing up, or did you get it on VHS and you just watched it to death?
We always had it on VHS. It came out the year I was born, and I think once I don't remember my first time watching it, but I know I watched it at a very young age, and I just remember always watching it at least once a year for like 10 years straight.
Yes.
And you know, it formed my thinking of how you want your friend groups to be. You want them to just be fun. You could poke fun of each other, but at the end of the day, you still love each other.
Everyone wants friends like these guys. Everyone wants like a brother that's like Brand, a little overbearing, but you know what? He really cares about you. Like, it's just every kid probably. I don't know. What kid did you want to be? Did you want to be Mikey? Because then you had all his friends?
Yeah. Technically, well, I wanted to be Mikey because of the name, but also he gets the girl at the end. Well, not really, but
kind of. But yeah. And I wanted to be Mouth. I always loved Mouth. I'm nothing like a Corey Feldman type, but I was like, he's just so cool. I always like to watch it like on a rainy day. It's got so much atmosphere to it, and I would say it's cool, but it is like the opposite of probably what cool was back then.
Yeah.
You know, like it takes place in a cave. There's like a water slide. There's puzzles that they have to solve. I'm sure it was not the coolest of the cool back then, but to me, this movie is awesome. It's like an escape. You know, it's like going to an escape room, but cooler.
To me, this is like one of the first instances in movies where someone with a disability wasn't treated as a joke. Like Elephant Man, the whole plot of the movie is like they make fun of him because of the way he looks. Whereas in Goonies, yeah, Sloth is sort of treated badly by his family, but the Goonies come along, they give him his baby Bruce, and they become friends. They don't judge him on how he looks.
No, and he saves the day.
Yeah, exactly. Also, he's like super strong, so
he's super strong. He wears a Superman shirt. He is kind of, I guess, Peter Pan, references that.
Yep.
And then has just the greatest product, one of the greatest product placements after Reese's Pieces. Let's talk about the bad guys. You have Joey Pants, obviously, as one of the brothers, one of the Fratelli brothers, and then you have I can never remember his name, but he's one of the FBI Director Johnsons from Die Hard.
About Robert Davey. Can't remember.
And then you have the mom who talks like this.
Yeah, Anne Ramsey. Classic.
Yes, classic. And they're so perfect. They're so scary. Like they really did a great job of like, these people are probably, like, they're bad people, but I mean, they were terrifying to me.
You don't always see it, but Pacific Northwest was just like the perfect area for it. It's not a scene you see in a lot of movies these days, or even back then. Great, beautiful place to visit, and the Goonies just shows off the beauty of it.
Yeah,
perfectly.
It's great, and like the scene at the end where they're on the beach, it's super. There's just so many good and great things about this movie. We haven't even talked about how quotable it is.
There's everything about this movie is quotable. I love Data's all his gadgets.
Yeah,
I wanted them. He was like Batman if he was poor.
I wanted to be all the characters, except for maybe Chunk, because I feel like if there's one thing that's upsetting about the movie is that Chunk really is just until he finds Sloth, he's really just like, they make fun of him, and then he's captured, but he's got that great monologue, and then Mikey's got a great monologue.
I know we always talk about, do these movies deserve sequels? Do they deserve remakes? And I gotta say, point blank, no. We never need another Goonies movie, ever.
They've been talking about it for years, and I think, with Bill and Ted coming out, it is a good discussion. But like, it just doesn't work. Like the way that it ends, it's perfect. I don't want to go back and find these characters like kind of washed up, or they're losing their homes again. Which, this movie's also like anti, like Big Bank, and like in Wall Street probably, and corruption. But I would never want to see like Sean Astin kind of just being sad, and Josh Brolin being sad, and Corey Feldman, we see him be sad all the time. So it's not something I really want to like. Yeah, I feel like they've done enough. Like, Sean Astin being in Stranger Things was enough of the like, hey.
I will say, like, if they did like a book, I got a book over here. If they did a book or like a comic book, I would be okay with that. But I just don't want a TV series. I don't want another movie. I don't want to tarnish what is good already. And I'm afraid Bill and Ted's going to do that, but I have hope that it's going to be hopefully faithful. Just wait until we're dead and gone 50 years from now, and then you guys can do it.
And please have the decency to wait so we are dead.
Wait for us specifically. And I gave us about until we're about 80
years. Well, I mean, 80 for you. I mean, for me, that's like,
you're in your 70s.
That's close to 80, but I'm late 70s. So
I gave you less time. I gave you less time. I don't know. It probably will never be in my top 10, but it's one of those movies you can always go back to, like you said, a rainy day, or even if you had a bad day at work and you just need something to lift you up.
Yeah, it's great to just put on and veg out. And now we'll ask you this. So I know someone who they watched it later in their life for the first time. They liked it. They just weren't like enthralled with it like some people. Do you think people will fall into that category? If no one's seen it and they're like, I'm gonna try it, and they're gonna be a little let down. Do we hype this movie too much?
You have to watch Goonies when you're a kid. There is literally no other way to watch it. Like, you can watch it now as an adult with the nostalgia attached to it, but if you don't have the nostalgia attached to the Goonies, you're going to see all the faults. There are a lot of faults in the movie. While Sloth is portrayed as like a cool person, it is still sort of making fun of his disability. So there are problems with the movie, but if you have your nostalgia intact, you can still enjoy the movie in spite of its problems. Whereas if you're watching it as an adult, probably not gonna like it. And because it is overhyped. It is. Like, that's just the fact of life. What do we do next? What can top this episode?
You want to do Labor Day with Josh Brolin?
Yeah. How'd you know? Let's break the 30-year rule. No, let's do something that's like American, like a very American movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always Top Gun.
All right, that's it. Thanks for joining us. If you've never watched The Goonies, please, again, go watch it. Or
don't talk to me.
Or JD's going to throw your phone into a cave, and you'll have to play a bone piano to get it back.